If you've decided on getting a roof replacement, the next step you'll need to take is to figure out what kind of material that you want to put on your roof. By the end of this video, you'll know some of the options that'll be available for a steep slope roof replacement and some factors that will help you decide which one you should go for. There are several options of materials available for homeowners who are looking for a roof replacement. The first one that we'll talk about today is also the most common and generally the most cost-effective roofing option out there. Asphalt shingles are made from a mixture of asphalt that is put over a fiberglass mat and covered with protective mineral granules. These are nailed to the roof in such a way that they overlap and seal to each other, forming one solid layer of protection. Asphalt shingles first came around in the early 1900s and were used for their fire resistance and low cost compared to other popular options at the time, which were wood shingles and slate tiles. Wood shingles and shake are two different styles of wood roofing material. Those shakes are slightly more durable and more expensive as they are individually split. The main difference between those two is how they look. This kind of material is still popular for older homes that have traditionally had wood on the roof or homeowners that are looking for a more natural option. Slate and ceramic tile are similarly popular for older homes but are used more frequently on much larger or historic properties. These can both be very durable but are much more difficult and expensive to install or repair, so they're typically only used by people who have the money or for properties that need to be maintained for historical significance. The last material that we should mention is also one of the most popular ones in the United States, metal panels. Metal panels have been used for decades because of their longevity when installed properly and lack of maintenance over the years. There are two main types of metal panels, standing seam and screw down, but here we'll be primarily discussing standing seam as they're really the only kind of metal panel that should be installed over a heated and inhabited home. Now that we've talked about some of the materials, let's go over the factors that will help determine what material that you're going to want on your roof. One of the main ones is the size and shape of your roof. If your roof is particularly large, steep, or complex, that's going to dictate what can be put on it. For example, slate roofs are incredibly heavy, so if your roof is large and isn't built to handle that weight, you can kiss that option goodbye. Also, super steep roofs often can't be installed with heavier roofing materials as the risk of them falling becomes greater, as would the damage that comes from that. Another big one is what kind of climate that you live in and the sorts of weather that your home is going to be exposed to. For example, in some parts of the world like the southwestern US, materials like asphalt shingles are almost unusable because of the heat that they would attract. The sun would dry out the shingles in no time and cause them to wear a lot faster, so they aren't used there very frequently. On the other hand, if your roof is going to be exposed to frequent wind and heavy rain, you might be looking more at a metal roof because it has a much better ability to stand up to that kind of weather. Asphalt shingles are best suited for a more temperate climate, which is part of why they're so popular across North America. The last thing that you'll absolutely need to consider while picking the roofing material is a big one, your budget. You can only put on your roof what you can afford, so that's going to be a huge determining factor in what goes on your roof. Because of all the other steps involved in a roof replacement, it's pretty hard to give accurate price ranges for all of these materials, but what we can do is give a price range for the materials themselves. The most expensive roofing materials are going to be the slate tile and wood shake roofs, both of which will probably run you between $20 and $30 per square foot. A step down from that would be the standing seam roof at around $15 per square foot. On the lowest end of the cost spectrum, that's where you'll find all three of the main types of asphalt shingles, 3 tabs, architectural, and luxury. These three will likely cost somewhere between the $4 to $10 per square foot range, with the 3 tabs on the low end and luxury shingles on the high end. Now that you've learned about how to choose a roofing material, I hope you're starting to feel more confident taking the next steps in your roofing process. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.